Hi, in today's working session I'll be in today's working session I want to work on Patient Portal app. It's an application for patients to access their medical data, appointments, financial data, this kind of stuff. So I've done let's start the app. I have like a basic structure of the menu and the content, including the authentication that actually has to be changed. So what I wanted to show you today as I'm working through this, I'm gonna pause that because there will be like repeatable process through it all. But as I'm going into, and yeah, there's something wrong with the map. As I'm going into different elements of it, I'll be adding linking views, so working with the flow. Then what I wanted to do is to do something about this card, because I have a feeling that this is too much. So these are different states of the same card, but as a patient you might have more than one of these cards, depending on if you have kids or many kids. You might have many cards here, and they would wrap into a masonry layout. But I'm thinking that maybe you wouldn't need to see at all times these labels, because there's a problem with that when the content becomes responsive. This content might be longer, obviously, so then it might wrap. It would not be nice. So I'm thinking to just remove these labels, put the content on the other side, and yeah, and that's what I wanted to share with you today, how to show you how I'm working with views and how it could be done. Now the first thing that I wanted to do is this button should be a drop down, but for now I just gonna connect it to the sign in story in the authentication flow, just so I can go back to sign in and sort of like log out essentially from the account. That logout button will be later available on the dropdown as a last option on the dropdown, but for now we'll just link to that sign in story. So here I have a tool that allows me to copy that path. So app auth sign in, I'm gonna copy that path, and then what I'll do, I'll go to the top bar. This is our top bar. I'm gonna go to that block, and let's find this button. So this is the button. This is the horizontal that has on click. To link it to another story, I need to pass it a function called setFlow to set the flow to a specific story, and then we're gonna go on click ID. And in that on-click ID, I'm gonna paste what I've copied the path to the sign-in. So now what I can do is I can go to sign-in, and then I can go to sign up I can go to a dashboard, and then I can go back to the sign-in. Now in the sign-in, what I would like to do is remove the branding, because this patient portal will not have Gravehinge branding on top of it. So I would go to sign-in, and then in the blocks for sign-in, I have this bird and text, and I can just remove the whole horizontal, and that will be just gone. Okay, so app just reloads, and that's gone, and that's probably okay. Now another thing that I probably want to do is to do something with the buttons, and because I have different elements here. There's a create the account. I don't think we will have ability to create the account in this app, so all these stories as requirements for the patient portal app will have to be redone. So I'll pause now because I need to remove the branding from all of these stories for now. So I pause the video, and then I come back with the rewiring of the card itself. Alright, so I've removed all the branding, so now we can go into the dashboard, and this card, we need to find that component. So that component is the unscheduled appointment, and as we go to unscheduled appointment, we need to find the labels for these. So right now here they are wrapped into a horizontal, and we have that label. I would actually, maybe it would make sense to do to rename that as a unscheduled appointment labels, and let's leave that as labels, and then we're gonna open the unscheduled appointment just to keep it there, just to have a copy of it. And then what are we gonna do? Let's navigate to this place in tools. So then when we make changes, they should stay. So now I could remove the labels from here. And let's see what's going on with it. Why is it not removing the labels? Well, that works. Oh, sorry, I need to save the file. So there you go. So let me reconnect to that app. Okay, now it should be. Yes, now. Okay, now we don't have that label. So now let's remove all the other labels and let's see what we get. How does it work when we don't have these labels there? Okay, so this is oh yeah, date as well. Yes, because for the date what we can do is we can have it in a way that we could say date not set, I guess. So we could have the text, there's a date not set. So let's, for the not set, date not set, and then for the time let's do the same. Let's just remove all of these, time not set as well. And now when we save this, okay, now we have all of that data is on one side. And I have a feeling that it's probably better. Now obviously it misses margins and spacing and all that kind of stuff. So what can we do with this? We could definitely, now they are all in one vertical. They are also in a vertical with the buttons, which maybe it's something. So I think that I'd like to indent them a little bit more. So let's just give it a vertical with a padding left and right. Let's just wrap them into another container just to give them a separate padding, and I would give them maybe 4, I would say. That should do. But I don't actually want to wrap the buttons, so let's leave the buttons outside. Yeah, so that's probably a little bit better, so it's visually better aligned. And what else can we do with this? So we could probably push each of these guys up. So subtitle, we could give it a margin top 4 maybe, and then we'll see how for each of these components. Now normally each of these would be done as a story, so this is something that I guess I should also do. I should just expand them as stories. Yeah, but just to, before we do that, just to see how it looks like and works, I guess it's probably better, I would say. It doesn't say what it's about, and I guess that's probably the new appointment. maybe what it should have a title. That would be just a new appointment. So let's put it a title. Let's try this out. Because I have a feeling that maybe just having a title as new appointment, that would probably do. Yeah, that would probably be okay. Now all of these, I guess maybe they could be 8s. We're playing with the spacing, imagine top, so here we have 32. Okay, let's save that, let's see how it looks like. Oops. Let's see how it looks like. So we have, yeah, maybe that's okay. So now this alignment here will be tricky. So I guess we need to have some sort of way of doing it. Now we need to define that, yes, it's either 16 or it's 32. I think in due now is probably even more, like 48. Oh no, it's 32. Okay, so we could go maybe with that. Although yeah, that feels quite a lot, right? So maybe actually let's do 24. And then on the due now card, we can also open that one and then look into that, see due now 16. Okay, there's this one has padding top and this one has padding top. I think that's probably not right. Okay, so now we're gonna align them. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. It's not as crazy. So all right, so now we have new exam. This is the type. We have the location, and time and date is not set. When you set the location, then you can cancel or reschedule. And then when you missed the appointment, you can reschedule. So that's the logic here in those cards. And I have a feeling that this is slightly better because now the new appointment looks like the same. And I think what we have for this, we could use just a label. I think that's what a component is called. And that component will look differently because that's a label for the input fields, really. So that's quite small. That's quite small, in fact. I guess I could change the label because I wanted to change that label because it was too small on mobile either way. So let's take it, that was font 8, so let's go to maybe 10, although 10 might be a little bit too much, maybe 9. No, that looks okay. Oh, okay, so I guess yes, so this is probably okay. New appointment, that's probably fine. The problem is with the input fields. So I guess the input fields are setting the label size. So let me see. So here we can go and we can explore that. So let's see what sign-in is using. This label didn't change, which tells me that okay, so this input small label, that's the component. Let's look into that, and in the captures we should have input small label. So let's look at that component. Okay, all right, so that's the reason it is not using, it's not using the label, which is probably not good. So this is something that I would have to update. So we go, but if I would change it to 10, that's how it would look like. Yeah, I guess it looks a little bit more balanced with the input. So if we leave it this one at that, we obviously need to change this one as well. But that looks a bit nicer. Now, unfortunately, we can't see the map. But that looks a bit nicer. Now there's a bit more too much gap, I think, between the button and the time not set. So let's see, let's look at that. So maybe 24. Save that. Let's look at that now. Okay, yeah, 24 is better. Now we have this one also needs to use 24. That's in the state when it's, so when we have not scheduled, we have this button. When we have it scheduled, then we have different buttons. That implementation might change as well, depending on how we're going to go about the actions. But that's pretty much okay. Now this space is maybe a little bit too large. So these are just little tweaks. Yeah, these are little tweaks. What we could do as well is to push all this content now, since we have more space. We could push it in a little bit more. So we could push it to 24 here, and I'm thinking 34 or 32 on the top. What it would do now is that on the bottom, so now we have this one, we have new appointment, and here we have, so now we can just do 8 maybe. That should do, yes. So now we have new appointment. Now this is pushed a little bit. Oh yeah, okay, sorry. Wrong push. So let's do margin left and 8. And right now we had 4, but let's do maybe 8. Okay, yeah. So now it feels a little bit better if it's when it's farther away from the edge, and the space here is not as big as it was before. It's also aligned a little bit better with this one, so I'll see how we're gonna go about that one. But for that card, I think it looks better than the other one. As always, in the comments below, let me know what you think, and